Huh?
So if there's a weird cut right around here from like one place to another, the reason is because I cut something that he said out. I'm just gonna put
something
that
that I
there.
did.
Just as you're watching this, I'm gonna put this at the beginning. As you're watching this, if there's some weird cuts, it's because this Yahoo said something that's inappropriate for YouTube. Like that. Next.
I have some questions for you today, sir.
What are the questions are about, sir?
Well, relatively recently, you went on this crazy trip to Las Vegas with your father,
Yeah, that
my
was
grandfather.
fun.
Was it fun?
It was fun. Had a good time.
That's good. And you didn't take me.
I'll tell you what.
Not that I can do anything, but
When you're 21,
Dude, that's like a little bit long from now.
just saying.
Are you just saying?
When you're 21,
Yeah, that's when. That's in like 5 years.
when you're 21, we'll think about it.
You'll think about it.
We'll think about it.
By the time I'm 21, I can go there myself.
Yeah, with all the money you're gonna have. Oh.
Death. Definitely not.
You burnt.
What do you mean you burnt?
You burnt. Anyway,
On your trip to Vegas,
yes,
you went to take an airplane down there.
we did take an airplane down there because we
what?
thought the walk would be a little bit long.
Well, okay, yeah, you went on an airplane. How was the airplane? What was the airplane called?
The airplane was called a Boeing 737 MAX.
Oh, yeah, the brand. Not like the airplane type, you nerd.
The brand of airplane?
No, okay, not the brand of airplane. That's the same stupid question.
The brand of airplane was Boeing.
Out with you! I don't need you anymore. Away!
Are you asking about the airlines?
Yes, the airline, the Lynx Air.
Lynx Air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to tell us about that?
No.
A little bit. Oh well. Why'd you give me these questions then? I'll see you later. Yeah.
Look, I was traumatized, okay?
Oh, you poor pretty princess. Was it as bad as what's it called? Sunwing?
No, Sunwing's actually not too bad.
I remember you and mom came back from that trip, and all I heard was complaints left, right, and center.
That's because they were 8 hours late and didn't actually tell us anything. But at least when you're on the plane, you like got drinks and got that, and you know, I didn't have to pay for every tiny little freaking thing on Lynx Air. I mean, okay, Lynx Air calls themselves ultra low cost. So I understand that means you're not going to get a lot. The problem is their pricing isn't really that low compared to other airlines, and you don't get stuff, and you have to pay for everything. So I had a bag with me, one bag, backpack.
Dude, we did that video already. We know.
And I had to pay for it. Now, apparently, had I done it online beforehand, I would have paid like 30 bucks.
Maybe if you use your head over.
Instead, I paid at the airport and it was $83. Now, to call that a ripoff would be being nice to ripoffs. That was pretty well highway robbery. So, beyond the fact that getting on the plane, all you get is water. Like, no like orange juice or coffee or tea, water. That's it, you get one. Okay, when you fly, you usually are looking to get, you know, something. Maybe a coffee, a tea, you know, maybe a bag of peanuts. Well, you don't do peanuts anymore. They do something else. Point is, so long and short of the Lynx Air thing is this. Be aware, it is low cost. You're not getting anything on the flight. You're going to pay for everything. Honestly, look to the other airlines. See if you can get a good deal through them. At least when you're flying, you're gonna get a drink. You're gonna enjoy it. I mean, the planes were nice, don't get me wrong. You know, they're brand new aircraft and all that kind of stuff, but you will probably get more bang for your buck by getting a good deal on WestJet than you will by getting an ultra low cost fare on Lynx or one of those other airlines.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, bro.
So once you got to Vegas, where'd you go? What'd you do?
Well, so this is the fun part. A couple of episodes back, you guys will remember my dad saying something along these lines.
I was in Las Vegas at the airport. We got a lot of coupons, right? There was buses to take us to the hotels, and you know, everything was on the strip and within walking distance.
I can't believe you just did that.
Well, yeah, I sure did.
I
What? It's a cutback. It's a cutback. We went back. Okay, anyway. Point is, he was wrong. He was so wrong. No coupons, no vouchers, no bus to the thing. We were on our own. Taxied it to the hotel. We stayed at the Strat. We had to figure out what to do. We ended up doing a bus tour during the day. We went on a big giant Ferris wheel called the High Roller, and then we had a night tour. That was the second night, and then the third day we went up to the tower on the Strat, and I did one ride only. Why did I only do one ride? Because, well, the other rides were shut down during the winter, which was very sad. It was sad. The other thing was the roads were all kind of done up and stuff like that because in 2 weeks they were going to be doing F1 races in Las Vegas as well, so that was the whole thing. But you know what? In the long run, we did have a good time. We did find some things to do, slower paced. We didn't go to any shows or anything like that. Like I said, we did the hop-on, hop-off bus during the day. We did the night tour at night. We went to the Fremont experience, which was really cool, and the tower the next day. So yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah. Well, knowing you and my grandfather, you guys weren't up all night doing stuff. Would you say?
We weren't up all night doing things because we're old people.
Yeah, I know. You're an old man.
Anyway.
Would you remember to take your meds, old man? Schmack. What goes around comes around. Oh, scared, really? Shiver me timbers!
What? Anyway, we stayed at the Strat Hotel. That's where we stayed. So we stayed at the Strat. Now, anybody who has been to Las Vegas knows there's like the Strip, and then there's this like empty area, and then there's the Strat. So it's a little bit off the Strip, I guess, but it was an okay hotel. It's got the big tower, which is kind of cool. It's got a casino in it like every other hotel does. Decor-wise, a little bit on the like 90s side.
That's not a problem.
Well,
90s is cool, man.
90s were cool. So definitely hasn't had an update in a
Are you
while.
sure you remember it very well? You were like, yeah,
I was a teenager in the 90s, dude. Anyway, so there was that, but it was an okay hotel. Hotel room was nice and all that. We went to the McCall's restaurant the first night and had a okay meal. Wasn't super. Pretty well everything was on the dry side. That's another video. You can check that out. It's mostly on the dry side, so yeah. What I would say if I was to give some advice now, I would say, to be honest, the Strat is nice. Find a hotel on the Strip. Find one that's on the Strip where you can get right into the middle of the action, get in there, do your thing where you're within walking distance of everything. If you're at the Strat, you're not going to be within walking distance of everything. You're going to have to take a bus or a taxi down to get to most things. Stay on the Strip. Stay closer down on the Strip. Honestly, stay on the Strip.
Okay. So, I remember just a minute ago, you mentioned going on the hop on hop off bus.
Yes.
What was that like?
Well, it was a bus.
Oh, really? Nah. All my questions answered right there.
And you could hop on it, and you could hop off it. So now that I've explained that, I guess we're done?
Oh, yeah, bye.
Yeah.
See you later.
Sit down.
You want to throw hands with me, buddy? I don't think you want to do that.
I'm gonna break your phone. Anyway.
No, break your face.
Boy, I am your father. So, cool bus, open top, double-decker type of deal. In between the stops, they tell you about the hotels and stuff like that. A lot of fun. Got to see the hotels, got to go around the strip on that. So it's kind of a cool way to kind of get around town, enjoy yourself, see the sights. Kind of cool. So,
You know.
it's actually not a bad way to get around the strip, check things out, learn some history. Because you know me, Las Vegas is my history.
Nerd. Sorry. I flipped them out a little bit.
Bombastic side.
Never, ever do that again, old man.
That was for Sarah. Sarah, I love you. Anyway, moving on.
Okay, the high roller observation wheel.
It is tall.
Well, it's an observation wheel, so of course it's going to be somewhere where you can actually observe things.
Yep. 550 feet tall. And takes about half an hour to go around, so it's not like a big fat thrill ride or anything like that. You can see all of the strip and stuff like that. It's kind of cool, kind of fun. You know, you'll be in a pod type thing with a bunch of other people and kind of go around, and it's a nice way to take half an hour and take a bit of a break and meet somebody new. And
See, now do you think if you rented the entire thing out, you could make them speed it up so it could be like a thriller ride? Right. It would be like a sped up Ferris wheel, I imagine.
yeah, it would be like a sped up Ferris wheel.
That'd be dope, yeah.
But no, half an hour, you kind of get to see all of Las Vegas from 550 feet up. It's a little bit cool. Away we go.
You mentioned going through some night tours. What night tours did you do? And how were they?
A night tour.
A night tour.
One tour at night.
Bad.
One tour at night. So, the night tour on the big bus was a lot of fun. Our tour guide was a lot of fun. Did a great job. You know, gave us a bit of history on, you know, the mobsters and stuff like that that used to own hotels and kind of the seedy underbelly of what Las Vegas was. No seedy underbelly anymore, and now it's a family place. It's not a family place.
Like, not a family place, how?
Well, I mean, I don't know how old I want you to be before you see your first set of boobies. So it's not really family oriented. They're trying. They're trying. But it's not really family oriented.
So it's like Hooters.
Yes, if you could make an entire city of Hooters.
Well, welcome to Vegas.
Anyway, so we got the tour, we got to see the neon lights, we got to see all the cool hotels and all that kind of stuff. So it was really cool. Ended up on Fremont and got to see that big, huge LED thing and
Dome.
all that kind of stuff.
The LED dome.
The LED dome. Oh, it was really kind of. It
Seen
was cool.
some funny stuff on there.
It was
dude.
cool. And for a slower time, now, to be fair, this was always going to be a bit of a slower trip. My dad just had back surgery a while ago, so he wouldn't have been able to run here and there and do the rides and all that kind of stuff. So it was going to be a slower thing anyway. But yeah, it was a really fun.
So, the Strat Tower and Extreme Rides. How was your experience at the Strat Tower?
Meh.
I seriously sat here contemplating how to ask that for the last 5 minutes, and all you have to say is meh? Meh?
Sorry. Me.
Get out of here. My bad, are you okay? But really, just meh?
It was okay. It wasn't a great hotel. It wasn't like, you know, walking into the Caesar or walking into the Venetian where you're like, wow, oh my gosh. It was okay.
Okay. And what about the more extreme rides you rode?
I only got to ride one extreme ride, and I would call
That was?
That was Extreme. Extreme, the extreme ride. That's the one that kind of goes like this and it drops you down. And I mean, it was okay. The first drop, you're kind of like, woo! And then after that, you're like, woo! And then after that, you're like, woo! And then after that, you're like, woo. And that's the end of the story.
No, I mean, that's the end of the story.
I kind of wish the other rides were open so I could have done them, but they weren't, so there we go.
Well, how would you rate your overall experience in Vegas this time?
I would rate my overall experience maybe call it a 4.5.
4.5?
4 out of 5.
She got into a bar.
It was
experience with it going on.
It was a good experience. Me and my dad had a good time, but I wouldn't say it was like the best experience we've ever had going anywhere ever.
Okay, now would you say your experience could have been better if you didn't go with your dad?
Dude, I'm not answering that.
Come on,
Hi, Dad. It totally would have been better if I hadn't gone with you. Hope you're not watching the video. No, not answering that. It would have been super if I'd gone with my own son.
So, if you had to give any tips to people that plan on going to Vegas in the future, what would you tell them?
I would tell them a couple things. Number 1, plan. Plan your trip. Don't go to Las Vegas like us and just be like, you know, wherever the wind kind of blows us, that's what we're going to do. Don't do that.
Do that.
Number 2, stay on the strip. Don't get one of those hotels that are off the strip or whatever. Even if you're going to save money, don't do it. Get on the strip, be right in the action, enjoy that. Plan ahead, get some tickets to something, do whatever. There's so many shows, there's so many attractions that you can do. Do one of those things. Do not go low cost just to save some money. You will regret it from beginning to end. Don't do it. Go with a reputable airlines, get a good hotel room, buy good tickets. Don't try and cheap your way out of it. Those are the major things that I would say. Otherwise, go there in mind to have an absolutely amazing time.
Budget it for Vegas. Well, how would you budget? How should you budget?
So, like I said just now, don't try and cheap out on Vegas. You're not going to have as good of a time. You're going to regret it. So, be ready to pay a couple $100 per ticket for the airlines. Get a good airlines. Just be prepared for that. Be prepared for, you know, $100 or $200 a night if you're going to be there, you know, for a good hotel room. You know, if you can find yourself a deal, definitely do. Check your Expedia, check your Kayak, check your, you know, your deal sites, definitely, but don't expect to be, you know, cheaping out too much on those things. So definitely be prepared to be spending, you know, several $1,000s on your trip to Vegas, besides what you're going to do for food and entertainment.
What would you say are some family-friendly activities in Vegas, if there are actually any to begin with?
There are family-friendly activities. So
Why didn't you take me?
all of the hotels have some attractions. So some of them, you know, they all have some sort of rides or some sort of shows and stuff like that. Many of them are kind of all ages appropriate. So there will be stuff like that. Cirque du Soleil has
Why
shows.
don't you put that in quotation marks? Said all ages.
They're are all ages.
Are they really?
Sure.
What do you mean, sure?
Sure. I don't know, I didn't watch them.
Ow!
I haven't seen everything for Las Vegas. So anyway, lots of things that are family friendly. There's lots of rides to do such like that. Fremont area during Halloween, not family friendly. Be prepared if you're going to be walking on the strip that there are going to be girls that are wearing various levels of clothedness. It's gonna happen because it's Las Vegas. So, you know, if you're
If I were
strong,
you, I wouldn't complain.
if your strong Christian moral values forbid you or your children from seeing any amount of skin while walking on the streets, then I'm gonna say maybe you should go to Disneyland. Yeah.
But Disneyland's like 10 times more expensive.
But there's less skin. So, there should be.
And there's stupid Karens sitting there. You took my son's spot in line. I'm gonna sue you.
Take your
you to court.
chances. You take your chances wherever you're going.
Take your chance with someone that you want to like beat down to a bloody pulp.
Take
I
your
don't
ch-
know.
You take your chances. Anyway.
Make mistakes, get messy, and then blood. What? Food and dining in Las Vegas.
Food and dining in Las Vegas. Be prepared to spend money on eating. Now, you can get...
That's crazy.
I know.
Spending money on food.
True. Now, you can get pretty low-key fare. You can find your McDonald's. You can get into an IHOP or a Denny's or whatever, and we certainly did that.
You know what you can't get into?
What?
Tim Hortons.
No Tim Hortons.
You can go to a Dunkin' Donuts though. It's like basically the same thing.
No, it is not the same.
You can go to a Krispy Kreme.
Anyway,
Look, I've never been. I'll
so
be-
you
I'll
can
be
get your low-key fare, but if you're going to Las Vegas, I mean, take some extra money with you and definitely get in there and try something new. I mean, you can even go to Hell's Kitchen if you want to get a reservation and spend $1 or $2 to go there. So, you know, you've definitely got a lot of choices.
You don't want to go to the Hell's Kitchen.
Why not? Some people like getting yelled at when they eat.
In your experience, what would you do for safety and navigation in Vegas?
Know where you're going, have a map, have your GPS ready. If you're going
Cultural reason.
if you're going anywhere further afield, take a proper taxi or something like that. Take an approved form of transportation. Fortunately, in Las Vegas, most things are kind of within that strip area, so you're probably going to be okay. Don't travel alone. You know, the same type of things that you would when you're traveling.
Why wouldn't you travel alone?
Next.
So, reflections on traveling with family.
You know this channel is all about traveling with families, so that's what we do. So I definitely encourage you, if you've got some family to go with, travel, whether it's Las Vegas or Disneyland or Ghana, Africa, or China. Travel with your family.
Should go to Japan.
You should go to Japan.
Like this coming summer.
Don't do it alone. Enjoy yourself. Have a good time. You're never going to regret going with family, whether you're having a fast-paced trip with your kids or a slower-paced trip with your family. Travel with your family, dudes. It's way better.
Huh?
So if there's a weird cut right around here from like one place to another, the reason is because I cut something that he said out. I'm just going to put
Or something
in
that I
there.
did.
Just as you're watching this, I'm going to put this at the beginning. As you're watching this, if there's some weird cuts, it's because this Yahoo said something that's inappropriate for YouTube. Like that. Next. Well, Isaac, thank you for interviewing me.
You're very not welcome, of course. Yeah. If you guys have questions, ask this guy. I probably won't be answering them.
Wow.
You will.
Anyway, bud, thanks for interviewing me.
You're welcome, I suppose.
Here's a tip for you all for the future. If you're ever doing your own YouTube channel and you think to yourself, hey, I've got a teenager, they're gonna be helpful.
I'm so helpful. I'm sitting here interviewing right now. Interviewing you right now. I could be sitting off my room doing whatever else. I could be off doing whatever else. But no, I'm here.
That's true.
Sitting here with you. You're welcome.
Anyway, thank you all for joining us. Really appreciate it. Of course, we would love it if you would comment below. Tell us about your Vegas experiences, what you love, what you don't love. Any tips and trips that you have for the next time that we go there. We'd love if you subscribe to our channels at
MNTV Family
on
YouTube, TikTok. We have a website. Last I checked.
mntv.ca.
Yep. Instagram. Did I say that one already? I don't think so.
Instagram.
Yeah. Do you have a Twitter? Probably not. Facebook?
X. It's X now. It's not Twitter anymore. It's X.
I'm not gonna call it X.
Okay, neither am I. And no, we don't have one.
Because, like, you don't, okay, there's videos on Twitter, right?
I know.
So what are you just gonna call it X videos? That's a site, man.
I'm sure it is.
Don't ask me how I
Anyway,
know.
do subscribe. We will see you around next week where we will be going to Heritage Park.
Not me. I won't be there.
We won't be there. The younger ones will. We're gonna go to Heritage Park. Till next time, keep exploring. What's our channels?
The MNTV family. It took me a minute to get out. That's what she said.
So
Did
Strat.
you plan a Strat to stay there? Don't boo me! You're making the same jokes yourself. I haven't actually read this one yet.
All of the hotels have some attractive.
Nice English!